for being here and listen to our wonderful speakers. And it's an honor to be invited by the Indian Institute of Oriental Heritage. And this is my first time in India, and it's a wonderful experience, and I feel like I'm changed forever. And in the United States, there are different organizations. There are international organizations. There's ISAR, International Society of Astrological Research, that brings in astrologers from all over the world. There's a conference in Chicago in May where there'll be about astrologers from 60 different countries. So we do attract an international group. And there are two or three other big astrology organizations in the United States that foster international communication. I've been an astrologer since I was 3 years old. My great aunt raised me, and she had astrology everywhere. And I say that English is my second language, astrology is my first language, because when I was 3, 4 years old, I was looking at all of the symbols. And I knew Venus, I knew Mars, I knew them all. And I was born with it. And when I was 4 years old, I said, I'm an astrologer, that's what I do. And I studied and taught myself growing up. I went to the university for astronomy, so I could understand the planets in the sky. And I attribute that to, I add that to my astrology. When I was 5, I said, I want to do as many charts, personal astrology charts, as I can this lifetime, because that's the only way I'm going to get really good. So I don't do research, I do a lot of writing, but I do charts for people. And like my esteemed colleague said, this year I'll reach 50,000, which is a lot. I was at Kenyon Ranch, a health resort, for 32 years. So I did 5 charts a day, 5 days a week, for 32 years. So it added up to a lot of numbers. So with my astronomy background, my main focus is astrocartography. I have a question for my esteemed audience. How many here are professional astrologers? Okay. How many use astrocartography, the maps, the map location? Good, that's good, good, okay. All right, so let's take a look. All right, here we go. So in astrocartography, you have a map of the world, and it shows your lines. And it'll say, oh, I'm on my sun line. Oh, I'm on my moon line. So what does that mean? So if we're on our sun line, what I say is like, hey world, look at me. So it's a place that is, you can have success, visibility, or notoriety. I like keywords. I like to be very concise and bring things to the point. So if you travel on your sun line, you're very visible. Now your moon line, this moon of course is more feminine and softer, and I call the moon your home away from home. So if you find your moon line, of course you can print out your astrocartography map with astrology software. I use SolarFire, and you can print out the map and you can see where your lines are. So it's pretty easy when you have a map. So your moon line is your home away from home. It's cozy and emotional and sensitive. You want to be on your moon line where you're in a place where you feel safe. You don't want to be in like Las Vegas. I don't like Las Vegas. Gambling, you wouldn't feel cozy and safe there. So you want to go to a line that you feel comfortable with. Your Mercury line. Mercury line is about communication, of course. And wherever you're on your Mercury line, you're in your head. Now it's a wonderful time, wonderful place to go to school, to learn another language, to talk to people, to write, if you're an author. If you want to write a book, go to your Mercury Line and you can write a book there. So keywords are mental stimulation or nervous. The monkey mind, you know the monkey mind? Well, if you're on your Mercury Line and in a very busy place, you'll have a monkey mind. And not always the best. Then Venus. Venus, love. Venus is art, music, and love. Venus, when you're on your Venus line, it's one of the best places to be. You feel comfortable, romance, or sensitivity. So you have a sense of romance and feeling, and if you want to do art and music on your Venus line, my Venus line goes through Europe, and I just meet wonderful people on my Venus line. One thing that I want to do is travel my lines. I want to travel my Venus line. So you can just stay on the Venus line, take a train or whatever, and go along your Venus line, and then you'll experience love and peace along your Venus line. Now, why do people use astrocartography? Where to travel, where to move, and holidays. So I have a lot of my clients that say, I want to go with my family to a holiday, where's a good place? So I would look and see, look at their maps. Mars line. Mars line, action sports. So, oops, hang on just a second. Mars, action sports. And Mars, the key words, assertion or stress. Once again, a Mars line in Las Vegas, you can tell I don't like Las Vegas. So a Mars line in Las Vegas, you would be busy and feel stressful. So you want to be on your Mars line in a very comfortable place. Jupiter. Jupiter, joy and abundance. Jupiter keywords, success or excess. As you know, Jupiter is the largest planet, and it's wonderful for bringing joy, but it can also be a little much. So once again, you go to your Jupiter line to have fun, but not to do too much. You need to rest a bit. Saturn line. I'm on my Saturn line here in New Delhi. In Tucson, I'm on my Jupiter line. So very outgoing, and when I came here, I said, oh, I'm on my Saturn line. So work. Saturn is about work. Work and accomplishment. The key words, concentration or hibernation. If you want to go to rest and not see anybody, go to a Saturn line. You can go in a cabin in the woods and meditate and be calm. It's perfect on a Saturn line. Saturn line doesn't do very well on the big city because you feel too much energy around. Uranus. Uranus is very electric. Uranus is associated with electricity and lightning. It's shocking. So when you want to go on your Uranus line, it's surprise or chaos. We had a wonderful meditation this morning. I loved it. It was so great. So when you're on a Uranus line, breathing more and relaxing more because you'll feel overly stimulated. Now some places that's good for. If you're an inventor, or if you want to go on the computer and come up with new brilliant ideas, of course Uranus is the genius of the zodiac, right? So if you want to, like, ooh, pop with new ideas, go to your Uranus line. But if you want to relax, no. Relaxation comes with Neptune. Isn't it wonderful that each of the planets offers something different to us? Mars, we have sports. Venus, we have love. Jupiter, abundance. Saturn, work. And in Jupiter, joy. Neptune, mystical escape. The Aurora Borealis, I thought, was a wonderful Neptune image. So illusion or delusion? Neptune. If we're meditating and we're clear, we have an illusion and intuition. Neptune, of course, rules alcohol, drugs, addictions. So that's where the delusion could come in. Pluto, intensity. Pluto is passion and intensity. And keywords, passion, obsession. Now, the Pluto line, actually, I did my astrocartography for visiting India, and I'm on my Saturn line. Saturn is rising, on the ascendant, rising, and then Pluto is right below that. And I thought, how perfect. I think India is a Saturn-Pluto place. The Pluto, you know, the rebirth, the Saturn, the tradition, all the ritual is very Saturn, right? So Pluto, you go to the Pluto line if you want to experience a sense of intensity. If you want to relax, go to Neptune line or your Venus line. So each of these planets will allow you to go to the part of the world to attract that energy at that part of the world. And so I really want to encourage everyone to study a little bit about astrocartography. If you go on your solar fire or your astrology, you can print out your map and you can see where your lines are. So I want to thank everyone, and I hope you enjoyed my astrocartography talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you.